Right, good morning everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We have got a very special guest. I'm very pleased to introduce Martin Symonds from Homersfield Lake. And you know, I've been fishing here all week and I've been like a kid in a candy shop. I've been having great fun fishing here this week. So first of all, we've been looking at sort of online charity matches and some amazing catches. So what happened? How many years have you been doing the charity? No, Martin.
The charity thing started with my mother and father, really. Not that they had matches, but my mother was really big into donating money to charities, and it's something I wanted to carry on. I didn't want to do it the way that my mum did it, so I came up with the idea where I used to invite sort of 20 or 15 to 20 of the top sort of match anglers locally, and from around the country, including Bob Nudd and people like that, which was great. And just it started virtually just after COVID, really. And it's not where they give money or anyone gives money, but it's as a family we give money to about 4 different charities, and so we do it hopefully twice a year, sometimes just once a year, depending on the situation and what we're doing. And yeah, they've had, I think they get quite a surprise when they started fishing here for the roach. The main thing was the numbers of big fish that they were catching. I mean, as a fishery owner, of course every fishery owner is going to big up his own water. I don't particularly need to do that. I would rather let other people do it. And I think by the second or third charity match that Bob Nudd had been here, 4 times world course angling champion, he turned round and he said he thought it was one of the best roach fisheries in the country. He actually has had his personal PB roach from here, and if you think about that, after 45 years of fishing professionally, that on his 3rd visit here he had his PB, which is amazing. And so we have bags of roach that go up to 100 pounds. If there's 20 of them on the lake, they can all average sort of 40, 50, 60 pounds. And it's also the quality of the roach. They're pristine, they're big fish, they're all 10 ounce plus. We're not talking about small little roach, up to sort of 3 pounds and over 3 pounds. Lots of them have had 2 pound roach from these matches, which I don't think they've ever had 2 pound roach before either. No. So it's a really nice thing to do, and it's something we'll carry on when we have our lives are quite busy here, or my life is quite busy, so when we get the chance to do it, then we always do it. And it's great to support 4 local charities, from the air ambulance to a cancer thing, Parkinson's charity, which my father had, so I enjoy doing that.
Oh, fantastic, worthwhile cause as well. So the size of the fish is very interesting. Looking on the side of the camera there, you can see a 4 pound 2 ounce roach. What's the story behind that remarkable creature?
The story about all the big roach, I mean, we have had 6 known 4 pound fish caught here at the lake that we've known over time. The biggest problem we have here, that historically we're a carp fishery and a carp water, and as a family it's always been, since 1962, from our days at Waveney Valley Lakes, it's always been carp. So I think the problem we've had here at the lake is that lots of anglers have caught big roach, but they never weigh them. And so, I mean, even last year I was walking around and one of the members had a roach and he was just about to unhook it and flip it back, and I said, I think you should weigh that looks really big. 3 pound 12 ounces.
Oh, amazing fish.
So how many times my members have done that, no idea. But like I said, we've had 6 known 4 pound fish. This one was slightly different. During lockdown, while I was doing one of our series of films called The Lake with Phil Spinks, who I think you've had here and talked to and everything, Phil found it, unfortunately passed away in the edge of the water. Picked it out, looked at it, weighed it, and obviously wanted it set up, because I'm not really sure, and it might be the only 4 pound plus roach that has actually been set up and is in a case.
That's amazing. If anybody knows of another one, please let us know. But leave a comment on the channel, we'll get some pictures of it. But I've never seen one before. I've never seen a 4 pound roach. I'll probably never see one again, but you never know. At Homersfield you've got that mystery, and they're potentially in here, so who knows, every cast could produce a 4 pound roach. So that's fantastic. So moving on to the future then, Martin, so what's your 5-10 year plan? I mean, at the moment you've got catfish over 100 pounds, 130s, 150s.
Although historically we're a carp fishery and carp farm family, and if people don't know our history, it started in 1962 when my father started a place called Waveney Valley Lakes, which historically became famous because in those days there was no other carp fishery like it, with 6 lakes. We were bringing in fish from Belgium, stocking all the lakes with 20s and 30-pound fish. Our other property at Fisher's Green, we were bringing them in even bigger than that, up to sort of 40 pounds. And then in 1978 we knew this was coming up for sale, and we purchased this lake. I've never wanted it to be just a carp water, because every man and his dog's got a carp lake now. But historically there were big fish here, there were lots of fish here, and it is well known for its carp fishing. Luckily, or fortunately as well, the roach has taken off, and you can see, obviously we've just talked about the roach. Catfish, well, we used to officially hold the British catfish record at a staggering 49 pound 12 ounces, which was then the catfish record was disbanded, but I think it's just been put back on.
About 30 years ago, was it?
Yeah, 1996 I think it was. So a long time ago, but then obviously there was lots of illegal imports and they stopped it with fair comment. But I think it's just been put back on the list now. I would say, you know, we've had fish up to 130 pound caught. Some of the big fish, our members don't even pull out the water.
No,
they just can't deal with it.
No, not geared up for it, are they?
No, well, they're not geared up. I just think even for the welfare of the fish, you know, it's even better. But yeah, there's 1 or 2 very, very large catfish in here that are yet to be weighed, but it's a bit like the roach. I'm sure somewhere along the line we've had the British roach record. I mean, this is only what, 2.5 ounces of it. So that's not, you know, I suppose when it, you know, it weighed 4 pound 2 ounces when it was dead. So if it was alive and it was coming into season of spawning, how big could that have been? So you could have put another 4, 5, 6 ounces on it.
Easily,
so that would have been a thing. So so as a fishery, I'm an all-round specimen lake. Tench over 13 pounds, bream we're up to 15 pound, but we do, you know, I do look after the water. We take fish out, we take the bream out, we take the smaller catfish out, and we move them on to other fisheries, so someone gets the benefit of them. But long term, it's, you know, this is not, for me, it's not a job, it's a lifestyle. So every day you come out here, there's always something to do, and we have the growing on ponds and the holding ponds where I'm growing on our carp, so that's daily work. And on the fishery side, you maintain it, you look after it, and you make sure that your members look after it as well.
So you're not targeting perhaps getting a 200 pound catfish in here then one day, or a 70 pound carp maybe? Are these something that's a possibility, do you reckon, in the future?
I've had 70 pound carp in the past, but I've grown them on, there's lots of controversy about how that is done, but we used to have a warm water site back in the 80s and 90s where we grew on some of our carp really large. I never stocked them into any of our waters. I kept them away from that, because from Waveney Valley Lakes days, and also from people might know that in 1976 I caught a carp that was 45 pound 12 ounces, but we brought the weight down to 42 pound 12 ounces because again we knew the controversy that would cause, and I was only 13, so I didn't really need that. So we've had big carp and everything else, but I've never stocked them in the water because we grew them on fast and quickly. And to be honest, what I like about the lake here is all the big carp that go up to 60 pounds here, that from 40 to 60 pounds have all been bred in this lake and grown on in the lake. And to me that's a much better challenge, and I feel happier than that than buying fish in and stocking them at some massive size.
Absolutely.
So, you know, and I think it's good for the lake. It's, you know, it's also knowing the right balance for the lake as well. So yeah, we haven't had a 60 pound yet, but fingers crossed, as goes a big catfish. I don't, you know, as long, to me, to be very honest with you, Kevin, to me it's more important that people like yourself and my members come here. It's a nice fishery, hopefully they think it's well run, there's some nice fish in here and you enjoy the fishing. To me that's more important than anything else.
Excellent, well, that's fantastic. I think I've got one more question for you just to finish off. I could anticipate in 5-10 years time, if you was to think about this, you could have like the world Roach Championship on this venue with 20 of the best anglers. I know you do it for charity at the moment. It's something to think about for the future, to contemplate on. You could actually have a spectacular roach match here, filmed, sponsors, everything. But that's something something to be to think about.
I've never even thought of that, to be very honest. Yeah, that's something. Yeah, again, to me, I like having you here making these films. It is wonderful.
Yeah.
Last year we had Matt Hayes here and Mick Brown doing the ultimate rod race. Fantastic. People will know that we had a very close association with John Wilson, and lots of his programs were filmed here.
Oh, magical films.
Yeah. I'm more interested in doing something different. Like I say, carp fishing to me now has gone from the days of when, as a family, you know, people will say that out of Waveney Valley Lakes, the modern day carp angler was created. Yeah. Okay, but when you look at how many on social media, films and everything that's made, to be quite honest, carp fishing to me, can you do anything different? Can it be different unless you're going abroad somewhere and doing something? So to do something different like that, yeah, I'm always up for things like that.
Well, it's food for thought. I can't thank you enough for coming to chat to us, Martin. It's been absolutely fantastic talking to you. And I look to see, I'll be coming back in the future, so we'll see you again.
Well, yeah, and it's been a pleasure having you both here, actually. So, like I say, as long as you enjoyed it, as long as you've well, I know what you've done, so people will wait. People will wait. I won't say that. It's not a spoiler. But,
no, it's not a spoiler. But we've had a fantastic week, and I've had my PB here as well. But we'll leave that for one of the other films.
That's been great.
Thank you very much, Martin. Cheers.